You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
Welcome one and all to another edition of the NBL Live pregame show, sponsored by web3ks.com. They do all of our graphics, a bunch of our overlays, some of those great things you see here on NBL Live. They are the leader in affordable graphic design, so if you need graphics done for an affordable price, go to web3ks.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm OSU, and I'm hanging out with my main man, Sonny Weaver, leading you up to the third edition of the Building the Franchise Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Broadcast number 62 here, the last game of the regular season here in season 22, and we are happy you are hanging out with us. Now, before we get to some of the news that's going around the league, we got to talk about something that's going on in the network, and that has to do with Mr. Sonny Weaver. NBL Tonight came out not too long ago. You're going to want to go and check that out over on our YouTube page. Great show that we got going on, headed up by Mr. Sonny Weaver. Sonny, what can people expect from this week's episode of NBL Tonight?
Well, it's our first episode back in a little bit. We get it back up and running, so we take a look at some of the free agent busts. Free agency obviously will be coming up here soon after this season. Warning to all of those out there listening, the winners in free agency don't necessarily mean the winners in NBL. You'll see some of the guys we talk about, the money they received and their lack of performance. And so that's something you'll want to keep an eye on. We also go over some of the guys we have as the breakout stars heading into next year. And then we take a quick look at the playoff matchups and what we're expecting for this playoff race.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to want to miss that one. Our very own studio show hosted by our very own Sonny Weaver. Go ahead and check that one out. All right, let's get to a little action from this week's slate of games here in Week 17. The big one this week, Carolina coming out on top of the San Francisco 49ers, 24-13. The San Francisco 49ers end a disappointing campaign going 0-16. I know owner Decadog not happy with that one, but they've got a lot of plans for improvement right now. Sonny, there's been a lot of talk about Jawara Woodard and the San Francisco 49ers going 0-16, but is this a team that has the right leadership and can improve from years to come?
Well, I think they've got a plan. Obviously, when you go 0-16, you can look at a lot of things to try to figure out where to start the rebuild. I don't know if Woodard's the issue, although 40 interceptions is a little bit unnerving. Where I would look, though, is to really bolster the running game if I'm San Francisco. You've got a quarterback who's obviously having some issues there making reads. Give him the easy reads by having a good running game behind him. And we keep hearing about this defense needing an overhaul in San Francisco. Looking at the analytics behind that, definitely agree. They're basically giving up a point. They're getting scored on basically every 8 plays is how it works out. So they're giving up a lot of points. And that's something they're going to have to fix. I think the leadership's there in Decadog, but there's a lot of things they're going to have to look at trying to overhaul this offseason.
On the flip side, the Carolina Panthers, with that win, they end up winning the NFC South. And the NFC South has quickly become one of those incredibly competitive divisions. This was a division dominated by the Atlanta Falcons. They won 9 straight division titles, but in the last couple of years, last year, of course, the New Orleans Saints came out on top. This year, the Panthers came out on top, going from 3-13 to 12-4. Is the NFC South have a case as being maybe the most competitive division in the NBL?
You could maybe make that argument. I would maybe make the argument that a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde coming out of that division. You one year will get the Saints come out of nowhere and then kind of recess back. The Panthers come out of nowhere this year. We'll see if they can keep that going. Kind of the MO of the division is to have a breakout year and then fall back. So we'll have to watch that. The one constant, however, does appear to be the Atlanta Falcons. Always around that 12-ish win mark. I've actually got high hopes for the Falcons this year. I think they could be a sleeper to make the Super Bowl and win the NBL this year.
Let's look at those NBL power rankings just released by Nate Silver, and you're not going to see any surprises here. These power rankings are filled with playoff teams. Lions, of course, have been holding down that number one spot. The Steelers dropped to 14-2 after a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 17, but they're, of course, the favorite in the AFC. Cowboys, Panthers, Falcons rounding out the top five. Let's go and take a look at that playoff matchup. We want to see, obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers getting the bye in the first round, as well as the Tennessee Titans. So what we have coming out of the AFC is the New York Jets facing off against the Houston Texans and the Oakland Raiders facing off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Sonny, let me ask you this. We got some great games coming up, of course, and anything can happen, but really the question I think everybody in the NBL is asking is there any team out there that's going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers?
That's a tall task. I do think the Texans, obviously we saw them get beat up pretty good last year in the AFC Championship game. I do think the Texans defense has the firepower to get to the Steelers. They obviously lose everything rookie wide receiver Hayden. So they're down to kind of their two main wide receivers, Bryant and AB, which is still a great 1-2 punch. However, I think the Texans with that defensive talent has a chance to slow them down. The question always goes back to, can the Texans put points on the board? The Pittsburgh Steelers, 50 interceptions this year. To beat the Steelers, I think what you're going to have to do is go for a slow, kind of methodical attempt to score, not necessarily trying to put up points quick, trying to make the Steelers make some mistakes to win that game.
Definitely a tall task for those in the AFC. On the NFC side, the Lions and the Cowboys getting that opening round bye, so we get matchups of the Arizona Cardinals facing against we end up with the Carolina Panthers facing off against the Washington Redskins, and the Arizona Cardinals facing off against the Atlanta Falcons. You sort of alluded to it earlier, Sonny, but is there a sleeper team out there? I know a lot of people are predicting a Lions-Cowboys NFC Championship yet again, but is there a sleeper team in the NFC that maybe can sneak into that NFC Championship game, make a run to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I like the Falcons a lot. I think the Falcons take that first matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Panthers come out over the Redskins, so you're going to get that 1-5 matchup, Atlanta versus Detroit. I think that Atlanta offense is explosive enough to keep up with the Lions. The question is, can Blake Bortles keep it together, not turn the ball over, and give them a chance to win that game? If I got to pick one to come out of the NFC other than the Lions, I think I'm going to go Falcons.
Interesting, and we will, for sure, I want to give everyone the announcement. We have it set up that we will be broadcasting throughout the playoffs, as always, here on NBL Live, and our first playoff game will be coming up tomorrow night. It's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Oakland Raiders. Be sure to give us a follow at Barmer League for the actual kickoff time, but we'll be broadcasting that one tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss the playoffs here on NBL Live. All right, let's get to our game today. The last game of Season 22's regular season. It's the Building the Franchise Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The New England Patriots today, they're making the decision to start Nick Doring once again. This is a team that has sort of had the quarterback carousel. Tony Romo, Turner Tennant, Nick Doring, all getting options at the quarterback position. Doring, the second-year man out of Wisconsin, he came onto the scene last year and was really a nice change of pace in New England, but turnovers have plagued him. He's getting another shot today. Not a lot of attempts on the year, only 33 pass attempts. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. In your opinion, Sonny, is Nick Doring the guy that can lead New England to a win today in the BTF Bowl?
Well, if he doesn't, he may be looking for a new job next year. And either way, he actually may be looking for a new job next year. Rumors coming out of New England right now is that Doring's on his way out. Talks of possibly drafting his replacement with 2 picks in the top 5. The Patriots definitely have the ammo to grab one of these great rookie quarterbacks we're expecting to see next year. So, as far as Doring's concerned, he may be interviewing for his job for his next team that he'll be playing for next season, not necessarily here in New England.
On the flip side, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're at 8-7 right now. The Houston Texans have locked down that division, so the Jaguars will not be making the playoffs, but boy, did they make a strong charge at the end of the season. It looks like they have won, 6 of their last 7 games to get to 8-7. What a run for these Jaguars, and this is a team that is still led by a top receiving core in the two Allens, Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns. They've got a great running back in Vaughn Reed, averaging 4.3 yards per carry, and Taylor Tercero has improved massively from the beginning of the season. But this is led by that receiving core, the two Allens. Is Jacksonville going to have success against a New England defense that has had some trouble stopping the pass this season?
Yeah, I like Tercero a lot. The guy is one of our breakout stars on NBL tonight. I think he's still getting the hang of things. Obviously, he was a second rounder. He wasn't a can't miss prospect. 17 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. Only a 57% passer, but when you watch him play, he's got it all upstairs. He just has to put it together. You got 2 good weapons on the outside. I think they're going to help carry it tonight. And really, if you're the Jaguars, you don't want to sleep on Vaughn Reed. Give the ball to Reed early and let him carry you to a victory.
All right, we are getting ready. The New England Patriots up 2-0 in this series. It looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars are primed to get their first win. Let me ask you, Sonny, who do you got in this game? Are the New England Patriots going to move to 3-0 in the BTF Bowl? Or the Jacksonville Jaguars going to get their first win here and get a little revenge to this New England team that has really had their number these last couple years?
I'm going to go with the upset pick. I'm going to go with New England over Jacksonville, 17-10. I think Doreen shows up just enough, not big numbers, but he puts on a little bit of a show. Braxton Miller's my man to watch in this game. Look for a big play out of him. I'm going to take the Patriots in the upset.
Upset pick by Sonny Weaver, and we want all your picks. We want to see those in the chat. We'll be reading those throughout the first half. Coming up next, we're going to send it out to Foxborough for the BTF Bowl, third edition of this one. Patriots leading it 2-0. We'll see who wins this week, Week 17 on NBL Live.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
Not here! Not ever!
Foxborough, Massachusetts, the site of this year's BTF Bowl, building the franchise bowl between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining us here. A Week 17 edition, the final game here in Season 22's regular season. I'm Oshu, and I'm hanging out with Sonny Weaver. Sonny, you had the upset special in the pregame, taking the New England Patriots over the Jacksonville Jaguars. If the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this game, though, what do they have to do effectively to make sure that New England doesn't come out with their third straight win in the series?
Well, they got to run the ball. They can't turn it over. We talked about Tercero. I like him going forward, but he's had his issues turning the ball over this year. I think the way Jacksonville loses this game is trying to air it out instead of giving it to the running back, Vaughn Reed, who is definitely one of the best running backs in the league. So if Jacksonville wants to win this game, they're going to have to keep it on the ground and grind this one out.
Jacksonville is going to get the ball first, our first opportunity to see this offense led by Taylor Tercero and Vaughn Reed. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Hopology saying Pats 28, Jags 17. Jags 21-13 from Gub. We got Mark Foran saying Jags 23, Pat 17. So it's back and forth as it's going to be Taylor Tercero under center, 2 wide over to that left side, 1 tight end to the right, and Vaughn Reed in the backfield. It's going to be Tercero throwing it here on first down. The rush gets there, and he goes down. He's able to get the ball off. They're going to say his arm is moving forward. So it is an incomplete pass, but early pressure from New England, and that could be a key in order to get New England their third straight win in the series.
Yeah, and this defense for New England, while they don't stop anybody, they're not the worst in the world. They don't create a lot of splash plays, but they do create some timely ones. So pressure coming on Tercero. If I'm New England, I sell out and really try to put it on here early.
The New England defense 23rd in the NBL scoring defense, so they're going to have to be better than that to get their third win in the series. It's going to be a toss to Vaughn Reed, who trucks over the cornerback trying to make the tackle. He's going to get 9 yards on that one, and after a big play by the defense on first down, Vaughn Reed showing off his strength, getting 9 yards, getting into a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. Give the ball to Vaughn Reed. Let him do what he does does. He's a big back, over 6 foot tall, heavy guy. He can run guys over, and that's what he does there.
3rd and 1 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2 wide receivers, 1 out to each side. Vaughn Reed in the backfield with Taylor Tercero under center. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback right up the middle, and the big boy is going to get 3 yards on that one. Easy first down for Sparks. The fullback just muscles his way. Nice hole created by the offensive line, and the first down for Jacksonville.
Anytime you need 1 and you get 3, it's a good play call. Obviously, the fullback dive there in that short yardage is, Patriots not setting up expecting to run up the middle, even though it was kind of the tell there. But nonetheless, they get the first down, and that's going to set up another first down drive here for Taylor Tercero.
Vaughn Reed, the second-year player out of Oregon, 6'3", 227. This is a big boy. It's tough to take down. Those cornerbacks are going to have trouble bringing him down all day. 3 wide receivers out to the left side. Tercero setting up the screen over to the left side. It is caught, but a nice defensive play made over there. The throw to Allen Hurns, who does catch it. He's going to get up maybe 2 yards on that one, but it looked like Hurns stumbled a little bit catching that ball, and the cornerback was able to recover easily.
Yeah, and the wide receiver in that case has to hold that block. He's got to get him a second at least to try to make a move, and he doesn't there. The cornerback instant sheds off that block and makes a play. Good play by the cornerback, but got to get more of your wide receivers blocking.
More score predictions. Porter saying 17-13 Jacksonville. Bombers saying 2017 Patriots on top as the handoff is up the middle to Vaughn Reed. He's going to get up to the 48-yard line. 5-yard gain on that one. Is going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 here, 48-yard line. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm thinking something underneath here, maybe a quick slant to Allen Robinson, a drag possibly to your tight end, but I'm not trying to push the ball too much here when you're in a manageable position here in midfield.
Deck of Dog saying Jacksonville 24-20. Sort of split right down the middle here in this competitive building the franchise bowl. Shotgun formation. Tercero's going to be throwing it, and he does indeed look underneath, and a great tackle made on Allen Hurns. He's going to come down short of the line. Hurns running that drag route. He ran it underneath the first down line. A shoestring tackle made. It's going to force Jacksonville on a punt on a play that they should have had a first down on.
They should have, and actually that one's on Tercero there. The safety comes down, has a good angle. If Tercero holds for about another half second, lets Hurns move across the field just a little bit longer, he's probably going to run 5-10 yards there, get the first down. So that's just an issue of an inexperienced quarterback getting the ball off a little too quick.
Heels on the goal line. The return's going to go up, and it looks like we're going to get a penalty for a block in the back on the opposite side of the field. So New England, they do get the stop on Jacksonville, but they're going to be pinned back at their 6-yard line. It's our first opportunity to see Nick Doring and this offense come out and try to get out of the shadow of their own end zone as they got a big stop on Jacksonville there.
Yeah, and that's the first big mistake so far from New England. You put your heels on the 10-yard, don't return it outside of it, and then instead they return from the goal line.
The lefty trying to sling it out there, tries to throw it over to the left side. It is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Just going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for New England as we see Nick Doring getting the start today. And in that backfield, he's going to have DeMarcus McKnight. He's got 159 carries on the year for just over 600 yards, averaging 3.8 yards per carry. Pistol formation for Doring, and it's going to be handoff to McKnight right up the middle, who makes a couple men miss. He's able to get up to the 11-yard line. McKnight showing off his strength. A 5-yard gain to get this to a 3rd and manageable.
And that's what you just said there. 3rd and manageable. You've got to stay in the down and distance to be successful here. So good play there.
3rd and 5 for the New England Patriots. Doring is going to be in the backfield shotgun formation. Edelman split out left, 2 wide to the right, 2 in the backfield. Doring dropping back to pass. He looks over the middle to Thomas. It is complete. He's going to get up to the 23-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for New England. Great play there to Thomas, able to get it over the middle of the field and a first down.
So they're recovering a little bit from that initial bad play of trying to return it. They're basically back up to where they would have started this drive from. So so far so good in that aspect. This is going to end up being a long drive. They need to try not to push it too early, just sustain.
Handoff to McKnight, who shakes and makes a man miss, and he's got a lot of room. He's up to the 40, the 31 man to beat, shake and bake. He's going to get taken down from behind, but he takes it up to the opponent's 20-yard line. A huge rush there for DeMarcus McKnight. Gets him into the red zone. 60 yards on that one and a first down for New England.
Good job there by the defender, not giving up up on the play, making a move downfield to try to bring him down. That should have been a touchdown, but good defensive play there.
Nick Doring in the backfield, shotgun formation with McKnight 3 wide, split out to the right side as they are down on the 20-yard line, looking primed to score and go up in this BTF Bowl. Play clock under 10 seconds. Doring dropping back to pass, setting up the halfback screen to Collins, who spins, makes a man miss, and able to get up to the 15-yard line, 5 yards on that halfback screen. Set up nicely, going to get it to a 2nd and 5.
And a little spin move there is not a bad play. Looking like Eddie Lacy minus 200 pounds there, trying to make his best attempt.
2nd and 5 for Doring. He's going to come out 2 wide receivers, McKnight in the backfield, 2 tight ends for the New England Patriots. They're down on the 15-yard line, 2nd and 5. Doring dropping back to pass here in the red zone. He looks over the middle, it's an overthrow, and it's intercepted back on the 3-yard line. Scooby right with the pitch, and that was just a straight-up timing route. Unable to come up with that one. It looked like the wide receiver and Doring were not together. And unfortunately, a huge turnover in the red zone. And Jacksonville is going to come away after giving up the big run with no points given up on that drive.
Yeah, McKnight was there and he turned the wrong direction. That was just a miscue between the quarterback and the wide receiver there.
So we get to see Jacksonville come out. Now they're pinned back in their end zone on the 3-yard line, but a huge interception there. And one of those Sonny Weaver splash plays. So everyone out there playing the NBL Live drinking game, you can go ahead and take one there as Tercero's going to come out empty backfield in his own end zone. 5 wide receivers. Man coming in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep over to the right side. And it's going to get up to about the 12-yard line. 9 yards on that one. Kenny Stills with the rush. Creative play there. Empty backfield. New England did not see the rush coming. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1.
Kind of a dangerous play in that aspect, and that the guy starts off running backwards. Quick penetration could have resulted in a safety there, but it turns out to be a pretty good play.
2nd and 1 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Taylor Tercero, I formation, 2 wide receivers, and Reed in the backfield. It's going to be handoff to Reed over the left side, and a nice defensive play there up front. The New England Patriots able to create some penetration and stop him. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Good defensive stop there by the New England Patriots, getting that initial burst upfield. Reed's got to fall forward, though. He's a big back. He's 6'3". He needs to just jump over that line to get the first down.
3rd and 1 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3 wide receivers over to that left side. 1 tight end, pistol formation for Tercero with Reed. He's going to be dropping back to pass here on 3rd and 1. And he tries to throw it over a middle, and a great play made there by the middle linebacker. Dangerous throw by Tercero. That one could have easily been intercepted. Instead, it's just harmlessly batted to the ground. And Jacksonville's going to be forced to punt one again.
And so this is that defensive back and forth we talked about before the game started. Obviously, this I think goes in favor of the New England Patriots.
The punt is away. New England, a big punt with the wind behind him. Is going to be back to the 17-yard line. Taking up, he's to the 30, the 35, cuts to the left, 40, 45-yard line. We'll call him just short of the 45 to the 43-yard line. A nice return there. It's going to put the New England Patriots in great field position. And once again, thank you so much to everyone who's joining us here on the last game of the season, 22 regular season. It's a big one. It's the BTF Bowl, the 3rd edition. The New England Patriots up 2-0 in this series. If you haven't checked out Building the Franchise, you have to go over to the MBL YouTube channel and check out those series. It is definitely a show you don't want to miss. It's going to be Doring coming out, 2 wide receivers over to the left, 1 to the right, and McKnight in the backfield. Play action pass, Tercero dropping back to pass, and another one batted down at the line. And this is an interesting problem for the Southpaw. Doring having a little trouble getting that ball over the over the defensive line. The line, it's about the 3rd one that they've batted down. It's something that we're going to have to watch later in this game.
Doring needs to get on the mark here quick. They're in good field position. They can't waste this one away.
2nd and 10 for Doring and the New England Patriots. 4 wide receivers. McKnight in the backfield. Ball's on the 43-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a handoff to McKnight right up the middle, but the Jacksonville Jaguars stout defensive line, and Geno Atkins able to make the tackle there. Only 3 yards on that one. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down as we head to the 2nd quarter. And if New England wants to get a little momentum in this game, this would be a big conversion for them.
Yeah, McKnight with the wrong read there. The hole is to the right. Atkins drives the center over to the left, and he cuts behind him instead of making the easy read. Runs the wrong way.
3rd and 7. Doring's going to come out in the pistol formation. 3 wide receivers over to the left. 1 tight end to the right. And Collins in the backfield for Doring, looking to convert this 3rd and 7 on the 46-yard line. He's going to be passing. He looks over the middle, and he completes it to Braxton Miller down to the 30-yard line. A nice throw made by Doring right up the seam, and a huge conversion there. New England trying to drive here after turning it over in the red zone last time. They completed 24 yards in that play and a first down.
I mentioned him before the game started. Braxton Miller coming up big there for a 24-yard reception. I would keep working him down the field in this game. There's not a whole lot of talent in this receiving core, but he is talented.
Pistol formation for Doring. Once again, 3 wide receivers over to the left side. McKnight in the backfield. It's going to be handoff to McKnight right up the middle, and there were about 15 white jerseys there to make the tackle on McKnight. It's going to be a loss of 1 on that one. Hagen's getting credit with that tackle, but nothing going there for McKnight. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
A misread by Doring there. It's a read option. That end crashes down on McKnight. If Doring pulls that, he probably picks up 5 or 6 yards there.
2nd and 11 for Doring and the New England Patriots. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and McKnight in the backfield for Nick Doring. This is going to be a play-action pass. Rolls out to his left. He is looking over the left side, and a dangerous throw. And those are the throws that Doring has been known to make. He's already thrown 1 interception today. That was into double coverage. There was no room over there. Lucky that one wasn't intercepted. Instead, it does fall harmlessly to the ground. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and the cornerback there, he's basically got 2 options. He can drop down on that flat, or he can fall back. He goes back, and really Doring should have seen the running back coming out of the backfield there, as that was the wide receiver there.
Lucky that one wasn't turned over. 3 in the backfield for Doring. Edelman split out left. Miller split out right. 3rd and 11. Balls on the 31-yard line. As he's going to change his play up and split Edelman and Miller both out to the left side. I formation. Looks like it's just going to be a handoff to Collins right up the middle. Only going to get 1 yard there. It looked like New England was a little scared, though, to be throwing the ball with Nick Doring having so much trouble keeping it out of coverage. They're just going to settle for a field goal here as they're on the 30-yard line. It's a 47-yard field goal attempt. The ball is down. The kick is up. Almost blocked, but it is good. And New England an early 3-0
lead. Kicking in the BTF Bowl is not something I would rely on too much. We've seen blocked kicks. We've seen missed kicks. Settling for the field goal there, I get you want to put points on the board, but I'd rather get a little closer with the way kicking has gone in this matchup.
That ball goes out the back of the end zone. We're going to see Jacksonville try to recover after they have been unable to get the offense going so far, down 3-0 here in the BTF Bowl. Looking to get their first win in the BTF Bowl. New England winning the first 2 editions of this one. And once again, we'd like to thank everyone for hanging out with us. I'm OHU, and I'm hanging out with Sonny Weaver today. Week 17, last game of the season 22 regular season broadcast, number 62. I'm throwing out all those numbers out there for you mathematicians. Under center is Tercero. He's going to be throwing it here on 1st and 10. He throws it deep over the middle, and it is complete. And it's going to be into enemy territory down to the 41-yard line. A big completion right up the middle on the post route. And that one was a huge one for Jacksonville, looking to get something going. Our first call for Allen Robinson, his first catch, 34 yards on that play.
And that's the guy you got to get involved here early in the game if you're Tercero. If you're going to throw the ball, that's the guy I want to get it to. You're in enemy territory now. Get Von Reed going here.
Tercero is going to come out under center, 3 wide receivers, 2 split out left, 1 right. Reed in the backfield. Tight end coming in motion over to the left side, down 3-0 here. Ball's on the 41-yard line. It is going to be handoff to Reed over that left side, and nothing going there. A bunch of red jerseys. In those throwback red jerseys, New England able to create some penetration and drop him for a 1-yard loss.
That one's on the offensive line there. Reed had nowhere to go. The left tackle just kind of gives a lookout block there. Falls to the ground, and that end is in Reed's face as soon as he takes the ball.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Apologies saying interesting call, play safe, get your points. It's early. That is indeed what New England did. Made sure they didn't turn the ball over and get their 3 points. Cuba saying can't win a game on 1 drive. As Tercero's dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 11, and it is complete over to the left side. A little out route there over there for Tercero. Easy throw made right on target as Jacksonville converts that. And Allen Robinson, after having no catch in the first quarter, he's got 2 already here in the second.
Yeah, so Robinson gets involved in the game plan here on the second drive. Sam Shields with the tackle there, the veteran, making a kind of a shoestring tackle there to save the touchdown.
Under center is Tercero. He's going to be handing off to Reed, who bounces out to the right side. He's got a little room over there. Shakes off the tackles and get up to the 21-yard line. We'll give him 6 yards on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for Jacksonville, looking to answer that early field goal by the New England Patriots.
Reed goes outside. The hole was inside. He makes something out of nothing. 6 yards positive there, but I think it could have been a little more. He made the cut to the inside.
not too sure how many guys going to want to run up.
3-0 New England on top, but Jacksonville is driving there down to the 21-yard line. 2nd and 4, Tercero I formation. Hearn split out right, Robinson split out left, Reed in the backfield. Hearn's coming in motion over from the right side. It's going to be a pass here for Tercero. He's going to hit the tight end over on the right side. Easy throw made right there in the middle of the zone. Tercero 5 for 7 for 70 yards early in this game. He is on target and has been completing it, and Piercy with his first catch of the day. It's going to get it up to the 6-yard line.
And Tercero looking to get a little rhythm here. He's finally found it, it seems. Now this is going to be big here. Field gets tight down here. Got to make smart reads.
Call coming in from the chat. Hopology saying an interception is coming. And then it quickly responded by Pricey, you got this, Gibbs. So we will see what happens here if Jacksonville is able to punch this one in the end zone. Under center is Tercero. It's going to be handoff to Reed right up the middle, and Cravens with his 3rd tackle of the game, playing great in the middle of this New England defense. He's going to get 3 yards on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
And good stop there by the Patriots here. I'm trying to make Tercero put it in the air and really make a mistake here.
2nd and goal for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The ball is on the 3-yard line. 2:18 to go here in the first half, as Tercero's going to come out. 3 tight ends and Reed in the backfield at the top of that I formation as they are looking to pound this one in the end zone. It's going to be handoff to Reed right up the middle, and he's going to muscle his way into the end zone, and Jacksonville answers that early field goal with a touchdown of their own to go up 6-3 over New England.
And if I'm New England there, I'm going to stack the box. I'm going to make somebody besides Von Reed beat me down in that area. Instead, they go with more of a base formation and an easy run there.
The extra point is up, and it is good, and Jacksonville up 7-3 with 2:06 to go here in the second quarter. Jacksonville answering that early field goal to get a nice lead here, as New England has 3 timeouts, though, and the 2-minute warning, which may expire here, as this kickoff is right up the middle, and he's going to go down at 2:01, so they will still have that 2-minute warning. So essentially 4 timeouts for New England. If you're New England, are you pushing it downfield and trying to score?
Well, obviously you're trying to score. You got the 2-minute warning still coming. I think you do it nice and slow, though. You're in no hurry. Plenty of timeouts, plenty of time on the clock.
1st and 10 for New England. 2:01 to go here in the first half. Dory's going to come out. 4 wide receivers. McKnight in the backfield in shotgun formation. Ball's on the 33-yard line. It is going to be a handoff to McKnight, and he's trying to fight through some tackles. He's able to muscle his way forward. That one was stopped for no gain, but McKnight using those big tree trunks to push his way forward for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, and a really safe play there to open up. Back up against the 2-minute warning. I think this may be a telling sign that New England's kind of content going in here, keeping it within a score.
2nd and 7 for the New England Patriots, as During's going to come out. Under center once again. 2 wide split out right. Edelman split out alone on the left. McKnight in the backfield. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 36-yard line. Doring's going to be dropping back to pass on this one. He's going to throw it over to the right side. Another dangerous throw. The zone coverage was set up over there, and Doring threw it right into his hands. Luckily, it was only batted to the ground, but another potential turnover for During. And so far, if you're looking for a little confidence in Nick During, you're not getting it early in this game.
Yeah, he's looking like a guy right now that's playing his last game for the New England Patriots, making reads like that.
4 wide receivers for Doring as he comes out. Collins is in the backfield. Under center is Doring. He is going to be looking to throw. He throws it over the middle between about 4 people and completes it to Grigsby, who's going to get up to the 49-yard line. Have no idea how he fit that one in there, but he nonetheless got it to the big tight end and got it into enemy territory.
Yeah, I think the cornerback just overran that ball. It looked like it was going to hit him in the shoulder pads. He just misses it, gets completion. Good concentration there, though, by the wide receiver to hang on to it.
2 wide receivers for Doring. McKnight in the backfield. They are going to hand it to McKnight over the left side. He makes a man miss. He's got a lot of room over there. He's up to the 10, the 5, touchdown New England. McKnight hits the hole hard and is able to rush it. 49 yards for a New England touchdown. What a big play. Sonny Weaver, I know that's not one of those traditional splash plays. That's a huge one here for New England.
And they've really capitalized on McKnight so far this game, up over 100 yards. Really, Jacksonville's not had much of an answer for him. I'd keep pounding it with him all game long until Jacksonville shows you they can beat him.
And just like that, New England, they run the ball there on the 49-yard line, and McKnight just takes it 49 yards to the house. He's having a huge game early, already up over 100 yards. New England up 10-7 on the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Jacksonville's going to get this ball back with 1:24 to go and all 3 timeouts. I imagine Jacksonville's going to try to go down and get a field goal. But if you're Jacksonville, a turnover would be just a killer here. You got to keep it safe and make sure that you stay within 3 points, if at all possible. As it's going to be Taylor Tercero breaking the huddle. He's got 3 wide over to the right side, 1 to the left. Vaughn Reed in the backfield in a shotgun formation. It's going to be a play action to Reed as the blitz gets there, and Tercero goes down. He's able to get the ball off before he takes the sack. But the first pressure since the first play of the game from New England, but they take Tercero down. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
And that's classic smash play territory there, whether it was a sack or a turnover. Coming back after a touchdown in a tight game, people tend to make bad decisions, and that looked like it was about to be one by Tercero.
Deca Dog in the chat saying, down by 3, take what the defense gives you. Definitely don't want to force anything. It's going to be handoff to Reed right up the middle, and a nice tackle made there by the safety in the middle of the field. 5 yards on that one. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. Clock is running. Looks like Jacksonville's in no hurry to get another playoff as they just want to go in down 3.
Yeah, but see, if I'm New England, I'm actually calling timeouts here. I want to save the time and see if I can't try to sneak out a couple more points here before half.
Shout out to our moderator in the chat today, Porter. Keeping our chat nice and clean. We appreciate all the work you do. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us here on the last game of Season 22. Again, we will have our first playoff game, wild card matchup between the Bengals and the Raiders tomorrow night. Follow us at Bomber League for all the details. Screen pass set up. It's going nowhere. Read beautifully by New England. They do take a timeout, so with 53 seconds left, Jacksonville's going to be punting for the 3rd time in this half. And New England, as Jacksonville will be punting now, I believe, into the wind. New England has an opportunity here with 2 timeouts and 53 seconds to put more points on the board as this kick is up. It is into the wind. It's going to be back at the 25-yard line. Return is going to be taken up to about the 35-yard line. So 44 seconds, 2 timeouts. That's plenty of time to get at least a field goal back on the board.
It is plenty of time, but you gotta be concerned here. You don't want to throw a turnover here on this side of the field. I would maybe look to see if I can get a one-on-one matchup. If I don't get the one-on-one matchup, I'm looking to underneath. But I'm not making any tight throws here. I'm making it nice and easy.
J-Rod in the chat saying, who's pulling the strings today? Well, that would be our award-winning producer, Delvar, the season 22 award recipient of the Achievement in Media Excellence. So he's doing all the work behind the scenes for us today as a huge catch made over the middle by Braxton Miller down to the 44-yard line in New England. All of a sudden, this offense wasn't humming early, but During's able to make a nice throw over the middle. Miller with a nice catch, and they're almost in field goal territory, especially with this wind at their backs as During's going to come out. I formation, 2 wide receivers. Edelman split out left, Miller split out right, McKnight in the backfield. As Dorian's going to change up the play at the line. He's going to be dropping back to pass here. Throws it over to the left side to Edelman on the slant route. It is complete down to the 38-yard line. Clock running down under 30 seconds. New England humming along.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say is on that deep post there, Braxton Miller kind of had to make up the ball there because it was thrown a little too far ahead. Good play by him there, getting up there and not giving up the interception.
16 seconds in, counting. Dorian dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 4. He's taking a shot over the right side to Braxton Miller, and he throws an interception. New England had an opportunity to play it safe there, but Jalen Ramsey over on the right side picks off Nick Doring, and Doring just straight up overthrew it. It was an unnecessary shot made, and we'll be looking back maybe if New England, if this is a close game, that could be a turning point in this game for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, and it could be. What I will say is really, if you look at this receiving core, for the New England Patriots, that's where they could have used a tall wide receiver. Braxton Miller, 6'1", really their tallest starting wide receiver. Not until you get to the bottom of the roster to Cedric Grigsby do you get a wide receiver over 6'1" at 6'6". I think looking in the draft here, top 5 pick, you need to go out there. You need to go get a stud wide receiver that's over 6 foot tall.
Big hit made there on the run play out of their own end zone. He was able to get that ball across the end zone line, so no safety there. But New England is going to go into half with a 10-7 lead, and they're going to get the ball as New England looking to pull off this upset in the BTF Bowl. Although if you're looking at the BTF Bowl records, New England does have that 2-0 lead. So it's no upset in that sense, but in terms of records this year, New England is definitely the underdog in this one. If you're Jacksonville, Sonny, what sort of adjustments are you making at halftime to try to get the lead back in this game?
Well, what I'm not doing is I'm not throwing an interception.
That's fair.
I'm
Sonny,
going to give the ball
that's some expert advice.
I know. I'm going to give the ball to Von Reed, and I'm going to keep trying to give him the ball. You know, they get away from that a little early. I think it's okay to go through a drive or so of just handing him the ball, see if he can get some momentum going.
Screen pass set up for McKnight, and they've got blockers out there. He's going to get 15 yards on this one, up to the 39-yard line. They had the screen set up perfectly. During's thrown 2 interceptions on this one. McKnight has had a great game on the ground. Are you surprised that they're not just giving him the ball more?
Well, I think McKnight right now is the best player on the field. He gets the 14 yards there. He's got the 100-plus yards rushing. He's basically been the offense for the team. I think you got to ride him here going forward in this game.
Shotgun formation for During. 4 wide receivers dropping back to pass. Looking over the middle to Julian Edelman. It is complete up to the 47-yard line. Another first down for New England. We'll see if New England can get through this drive without another turnovers. They've been humming along recently, but those turnovers have been killing them as they get on the opponent's side of the field.
Well, not just the opponent's side of the field. It's really down in that red zone area where the field shrinks and you got to make tighter throws. I think the last one came just outside the red zone, but nonetheless, it seems like they need that defense to be spread out for Dorian to make the right read.
Draco in the chat saying left 3 points on the board. Zach Moore saying hashtag feed McKnight as Dorian's going to come out under center. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. McKnight in the backfield. Ball is on the 47-yard line as they're in enemy territory once again. During changing up the play as he's going to drop back to pass here on first down. He's going to throw it over the middle. It's complete to Corliss. Quick throw made, and he's able to get up to the 31-yard line. 16 yards on that right, and for During, a nice read there. He saw the defense. It looked like they were blitzing, so the middle of the field was wide open. He made the quick throw to the tight end. He's going to get up to the 31-yard line and a first down.
And to correct something Draco said, they've actually, Dorian has left 6 points on the board currently because both those interceptions were in field goal range.
Miller coming in motion. McKnight in the backfield. It's a play action McKnight, but the rush gets there, and down goes During. And it looks like there's going to be a holding call that they will decline. The blitz was able to get there. Their first sack of the day, and Sonny, that's a Sonny Weaver splash play.
That is a splash play, and it's an embarrassing one if you're the New England Patriots. You held the guys, and you still gave up this sack. What the heck are you doing out there?
It's like a basketball player who fouls a guy and gives him the bucket anyways. You got to make sure, if you're going to hold them, you might as well make sure that they don't get the sack. But that linebacker came in free on the blitz and was able to get During down. 2nd and 17. It's going to be handoff to McKnight over the right side, who's got another big hole. He's going to get up to the 28-yard line. McKnight 7 carries for 126 yards. Sonny, why aren't they just giving him the ball more? He's been going off all day long.
I think they're just overthinking at this point. That's your best weapon. You got to ride him till his hoofs fall off, as they say. He's your workhorse. Let's put him to work here.
128 yards on the ground already for McKnight. Only 7 carries. During under center, he's got 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left, 1 tight end over on that right side. Collins in the backfield. During under center, ball's on the 28-yard line. He's dropping back to pass. Looking over the middle is Thomas, wide open, trying to hurdle a defender. He's going to get down to the 11-yard line. Another nice play made on 3rd down. And now we get into that dangerous red zone where we've seen some turnovers from New England. But Thomas, the second catch is a big one. 1st and 10, New England.
If I'm the coach, I grab Thomas walking off the field and I tell him not to do that again. You're down in the red zone. You can't do anything stupid. Trying to hurdle people is a good way to turn the ball over. You got to put up points here right now to stay ahead in this game.
Pistol formation for During. 2 wide split out to the left, 1 tight end to the right. McKnight in the backfield as he changes up the play. During faking the little quarterback draw, he's going to throw it out on a little zig route to Corliss. He's going to get up to the 3-yard line. Nice route made there. Nice throw. 8 yards, 2nd and 2. Ball's on the 3-yard line. New England looking primed to score, but you got to look out for those Sonny Weaver splash plays in the red zone.
Just give the ball to McKnight here. Let McKnight carry you to the promised land. I want to see a run right up the middle here.
Let the big boy eat, as people in the chat are pleading for them to let McKnight run the ball. During's going to come out. He's got 2 wide receivers out there, 1 tight end. He's got McKnight in the backfield, 2nd and 2, balls on the 3-yard line. It is going to be a handoff to McKnight, and just as we said, he's going to get up to the 1-yard line. They're going to say he was down before the end zone. I almost thought he got in, but they're going to call him down. 1st and goal nonetheless. The ball, it appears to be on the, what appears to be the half-inch line? Is that a line that we got on the football field?
Yeah, definitely. You watch his knee, though. I think the knee may have been down before the ball crossed the line there. So good spot.
Handoff to McKnight, who tries to bounce it outside, doesn't try to pound it up the middle. And Jacksonville was ready for that one. They're going to take him down. A loss of 3, and when you have first and goal on the 1, you certainly hate to see plays going for negative yards in the red zone.
Yeah, not a good idea there. They're obviously ready for that up the middle run, but anything between the tackles is going to be tough at this point for the New England Patriots.
Second and goal for During, and the New England Patriots one wide split out to the right. McKnight in the backfield is Julian Edelman all alone over there, split out to the right side. I formation. It's going to be During looking to pass, and he hits Edelman in the end zone for a touchdown. Great read made there by Nick During, who throws his first touchdown pass today. In New England, 9-point lead. They finally get one of those points to go on the board in the red zone.
Yeah, and look at that score. It's getting pretty close to the Sonny Weaver prediction, 17-10 New England. Watch for Jacksonville here on this next drive.
17-7 New England on top, 10-point lead here at home. Minute 42 to go here in the third quarter as they'll be kicking off to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Looks like this ball's going to come down right around the 7-yard line. It's going to be returned up. He's at the 20, the 25. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to get up. The flag is down, but no one is going to be catching him into the end zone. I have a feeling, though, this one is coming back, and it is indeed back to the 32-yard line. And after what looked like was going to be a huge momentum change, a penalty, and unfortunately that did look like one of those penalties that actually did help him break a wide open field, a huge block in the back there. It's going to take it back. We almost had a huge play there.
Rayshawn Dinkins. Ray, what are you doing back there? Not even in the play, gets the holding call, and that's a heartbreaker.
Brutal play there for Jacksonville. Another crushing moment. Esther Sarah's going to be under center. And it looks like we got an encroachment penalty. Jabal Shear getting a little anxious there on the defensive side. It's going to bring up a 1st and 5. And while we have a moment, we want to give a big shout out to our pregame sponsor and our graphics sponsor, web3ks.com. They do our overlays. They do a bunch of our graphics here for MBO Live. They're the leaders in affordable graphic design. If you need graphic design for an affordable price, go to web3ks.com. Tercero makes the throw over the middle. It is complete down to the 45-yard line. Taylor Tercero 7 for 10 started this game. A big play there on 1st and 5. Able to complete that one down to the 45-yard line. Jacksonville looking to answer. Allen Hurns, 3rd catch on the day.
7 for 10 on the game, 83 yards, not a bunch downfield, really not a whole lot of rack. Basically, they're getting tackled right where they catch the ball.
3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Tercero. Reed in the backfield. Tercero looking to pass, and he's going to throw it over the middle. Dangerous throw. That man was covered, but he's able to get it in there. It's a 4-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. Kenny Stills able to rip that one away from Martz, who looked like he was primed to rip that one out of his hand.
Good hand strength there by Kenny Stills. The linebacker sticks his arm between his hands, tries to rip the ball out, not able to do it. Good concentration there by the wide receiver.
I wonder, what sort of exercise do you do to get that hand strength? Do you squeeze like metal bars? Is that how you get those hand muscles built up?
You get some tennis balls, walk around with them in your pockets, and just squeeze them all the time.
Just squeeze tennis balls all day long. That's how you get that hand strength. That's workout advice from Sonny Weaver. 3rd and 3 is 2 yards on that one. 17-7 New England on top as we're nearing the end of the third quarter. As the New England Patriots looking to get a big stop here. You got to think if New England can get a stop here on 3rd and 3 with the ball on the 38-yard line and hold them to a long field goal, that would be a big win for this defense. Jabal Sheard is able to get into the backfield. Mingo pushes him back over the line, and he's going to go down to the 38-yard line. So what looked like it was going to be a 1st down, Barcavius Mingo making the smart play, pushes him back over the line, and therefore he doesn't convert the 1st down. That's a heads-up play made there from Barcavius Mingo.
Percy, just fall down.
Just fall down.
Just fall down.
Jacksonville taking the timeout, so they have the wind. The ball, it looked like he had a chance to block it, but nonetheless, the kick is no good. Jacksonville using their timeout to try and make sure that they keep the win and try the long field goal. It looked like an opportunity to block it was there, but nonetheless, it goes wide left, and another crucial mistake they're made by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think they just iced their own kicker. We talked about kicking in this game. Not want to let it come down to a kick in the BTF Bowl.
5 wide receivers for Nick Doring. Great field position on the 45-yard line. Dropping back to pass. He's going to throw it deep over the middle. And that one is incomplete. It did not, unable to come up with that one was the tight end running that post route over the middle. Nothing coming up for him. Just falls harmlessly to the ground. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
All right, we need to walk through this for a second. You've got a running back over 120 yards. You're winning by 10 points. You're in the 4th quarter. So you come out in 5 wide and throw the ball.
Sure. When you have McKnight, who's having a great game, as Braxton Miller takes the end around for 7 yards, I'm starting to wonder, do the New England coaching staff know that McKnight has been the one who has 125 yards on the game? Like, are they aware that he's on the field at all times, or do they just think that he's sort of a ghost figmentation that they can't give the ball to?
No, I think we just know why they only have, 3 wins on the season?
Yeah, that calling them out for that one. McKnight has been showing a lot in this game. 3rd and 3 for the New England Patriots. Doring is going to just hand the ball off to McKnight, and as you get into it, easily running down, the Jacksonville Jaguars were prepared for that one. The 2-yard loss in New England after getting a big break on the missed field goal. They're going to be forced to punt it here.
Yeah, nothing like running on 3rd and running to really let the defense know what's going on.
The punt is up. That's going to go easily into the end zone, and Jacksonville is going to get bailed out. New England got that ball on the 45-yard line, and a 3-and-out there is going to give Jacksonville the ball back. They're on the 20-yard line. If you're Jacksonville, you've had a little success moving the ball, but you really stumbled as you got on the other side of the field. What sort of changes are you making?
You tell your guys to get down when they get across the 1st down marker.
Sonny Weaver with some of that stellar football advice as the Wildcat run from Reed goes nowhere. He'll get 1 yard on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. It does feel like, Sonny, this is one of those games where Jacksonville maybe has played better than New England, but just a few mental errors has really kept them out of this game, and New England has been able to convert on a bunch of those mental errors.
Well, and what's crazy is Doring has 2 interceptions in the red zone, and they're winning this game by 10 points. That's a little mind-blowing.
2nd and 9 for the Jacksonville Jaguars as Taylor Tercero is going to come out. He's got 3 wide over to that left side. 1 tight end on the right. Vaughn Reed in the backfield as he's in the shotgun formation. He's going to be dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 9. He's going to throw it over the middle, and a dangerous throw they made there by Tercero right into the hands of Cravens, who's having a great game. 4 tackles on the day. Almost had an interception. It's going to fall to the ground and bring up a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, right to the middle linebacker there. He was in perfect position, reading that the whole way. Looks like Tercero locked onto that before he ever took the snap.
Decadog in the chat saying Tercero trying to get it all back at once. As full wide receivers is out there. Shotgun formation for Tercero with Reed in the backfield. Play clock under 10. Tercero's trying to convert this. Looking to pass. Goes over to the right side. And Cravens, just after dropping the interception on the last play, is able to rip that one away from the tight end. A huge interception. His 3rd one on the year. New England's getting the ball on the 26-yard line. And Sonny, call up one of those splash plays.
That would be a splash play. We talked about Cravens. Cravens dropping the ball there on the last passing attempt. Doesn't drop this one. A harder interception actually that time. And really at this point, that should lock this game in here. New England comes away with 7 here, and there's nothing they can do. There's a slight glimmer of hope if they only come away with 3.
No, and just like that, it's an interception going the other way. Doring on the play action tried to throw it over the left side. Jalen Ramsey jumps the route. And again, another opportunity for New England to close this one out. And another Sonny Weaver splash play comes up. Jacksonville getting bailed out once again.
New England doing their best attempt to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Just do not want to give this up. They want to keep this a game, and they're going to do everything they can to make that happen.
I feel like they're just trying to boost ratings at this point. Shotgun formation for Tercero. Play action pass. Going to throw it out to the right side in the flat is Reed. Going to get 9 yards on that one. As I was just about to talk about that Cravens interception for New England, I felt like when he dropped the easy one, he just wants to make sure he gets on that NBL top plays as he made the harder interception later, dropping the easy one, making sure he can get on that top play.
Yeah, well, he's going to get there, and especially if that ends up coming back to help lead this game. Now, if the Nick Doring train doesn't try to give this one away, he may have a shot at player of the game.
2nd and 1 for Tercero and the Jacksonville Jaguars shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to Reed right up the middle, but New England getting a lot of penetration there right in the middle of that play. It's going to be a 2-yard loss for Jacksonville. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
And so we're getting a little dose of Reed here, trying to keep him honest. But honestly, at this point, I want to see some Allen Robinson downfield shots because that's what you're going to need to get back in this game.
3rd and 3 for Tercero and the Jaguars. Shotgun formation. He's dropping back pass. Throws it over to the right side, and it is complete. Tercero throwing the little out route over there. It's going to get up to the 48-yard line. A nice time route there by Tercero. Able to complete that over to the right side to Allen Hurns with his 4th catch on the day. And Jacksonville maybe showing a little life here. Let's see if they can convert finally as they're almost on the opposite side of the field.
Allen Hurns having a really good day. Not a ton of yardage, but there's really been nowhere to run after the catch. He's making the tough catches and moving the chains.
See what's going on in the chat. Zach Moore saying McKnight has been the best player on the field the entire game. Feed him, as they have been unwilling to give the ball to McKnight, even though he has well over 130 yards rushing. Handoff to Reed right up the middle. He's going to get 3 yards on that one. Going to bring up, we'll give him it's a long 3. We call that long 3 4 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
And we got to get a little more urgency out of the Jacksonville team here. You're down by 10. You've got 3:29, only 2 timeouts. Remember, you wasted a timeout to try to keep the win, and you shanked it by icing yourself. So you got to make sure you score here before the 2-minute warning so you get that timeout back.
Shotgun formation for Tercero. 2 wide, split out to the left, 1 to the right. Running back going in motion. It's going to be thrown out to Reed over on that left side. Big hit made over there at the 41-yard line, but he's going to get 7 yards on that one. Clock running down under 3:10 to go, but Jacksonville's up to the 41-yard line.
And that was an impressive hit there by Logan Ryan on the 6'3", 220 Von Reed. Cornerback coming up and laying the boom.
3rd and 3, a huge moment here for Jacksonville. They no longer have that wind, so they're probably well out of field goal ranges right now. That would be a 58-yard field goal into the wind. And if you can make that one, you should probably just go into the Hall of Fame now. That'd be a tough one with these winds swirling around here in Foxborough. Shotgun formation, 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be Tercero looking to pass, and he's able to get over to the left side, and it is dropped over on the left side. Allen Robinson, the sure-handed wide receiver, wide open over there, and he just straight up stonehand that one. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3.
That one is going to hurt. That was a T.O.-esque drop in the open field. He was thinking he was going to turn that one upfield. Instead, drops the 3rd down, and so it's going to come down to this play right here.
4th and 3 for Jacksonville, as they are going to have to go for it here. 2:49 to go, down 2 scores. They're on the 41-yard line. But that looked like that was a big moment. Again, we talked about those mental errors that Jacksonville has been having. That's another one. It's Allen Robinson unable to just make the sure-handed catch there. 2 wide receivers for Tercero. He's going to be dropping back fast. Looks over the middle, and this time it is caught. And this time it was the other Allen Hurns, able to get that completion at the 32-yard line. His 5th catch of the day, and a huge one for Jacksonville to try to stay in this game.
Into traffic, too. The safety comes down, makes the hit, tries to separate receiver from ball. Not happening, and so Jacksonville still got life here, but time's going to become a factor here soon.
Handoff to Von Reed right up the middle as he spins away from Geno Atkins trying to make that tackle. He's going to get 4 yards. Hurry up offense now as Jacksonville running out of time. Shotgun formation for Tercero. 2 split out left, 1 right as we're dropping back to pass here. We're down under 2:16 to go. He throws it over the middle, and it is caught down to the 7-yard line. Tercero with a big completion there in traffic. Clock running. Kenny Still's 2nd catch of the day, and it's a big one. Gets them inside the 10-yard line as it looks like we're going to get down to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and they needed a little bit more urgency there. I would have liked to have seen this next play run before the 2-minute warning. But nonetheless, if they can score here before the clock starts up again, they're still in a position to get the ball back with 40, 50 seconds if they can make New England go 3 and out.
We want to remind everyone hanging out with us, stick with us to the end of the game. That's where we'll have our NBL Live Player of the Game selection in this close matchup, the BTF Bowl, the 3rd edition. New England up 2-0 in the series. Tercero dropping back pass, just thrown out to the flat and walking into the end zone. Allen Hurns, 6th catch on the day, 1st touchdown of the day, and just like that, Jacksonville showing a little life as they're down 4, as this extra point is a big one to get them within a field goal. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it's good. And New England, their lead has been cut to 3. Jacksonville, a nice drive there. 10 plays, 72 yards, and 2:11.
Yeah, I go for an onside kick here. If you go for the onside kick there versus kicking it off, what you would get is you would get your 3 downs, try to stop them. But even in the event that they're in field goal range after not using up all the time, it still keeps within one score. Instead, they kick off.
Yeah, they did not do that.
Right. Instead, they kick off, and the issue with kicking off here is all it's going to take is one first down here, basically in this game.
When that second timeout, that first timeout that Jacksonville used, only 2 timeouts left. That one's going to come up big because that's 40 seconds off the clock, unable to stop it. So Jacksonville's going to have to be able to come up with a stop here. We'll see if New England finally feeds McKnight here. 1st and 10, a minute 53 to go. Ball's on the 29-yard line. During in the shotgun, he is going to hand it to McKnight, who's going to fight through a couple tackles. He's going to get 4 yards on that one. McKnight, 11 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown. A great day for the big man.
Yeah, good running there by McKnight. Not anything flashy, covering the ball, not turning it over. Basically what he needs to do right now.
Marcus McKnight, the second-year player out of Clemson, having a great game so far. 2nd and 6 for New England. 2 wide split out right, 1 split out left. As it looks like Jordan's going to be throwing it here on 2nd down, and the rush gets there, and he goes down. Geno Atkins taking part in that sack down to the 24-yard line. Interesting play there, deciding to throw it there on 2nd down when you're trying to kill the clock.
It's one of those things. We keep asking ourselves, how is this team 3 and 12? That is why right there, folks. They have no idea what they're doing as far as clock management goes.
Have we gotten any word out of New England if DeMarcus McKnight is in some sort of trouble or slept with the coach's wife? Is that why he's not getting any carries?
No, I think they're tanking, just trying to get that draft pick up, because right now they're just trying to give this game away.
3rd and 14 for During and the New England Patriots. 3 wide split out right, 1 left. He's going to be passing here on 3rd and 14, and he's going to complete it to Grigsby down to the 49-yard line. Nick During, 3 interceptions on the day, 181 yards to the air, defying all logic there, throwing it on 3rd down. Jacksonville's going to have to use their last timeout, but just simple math. This game is over. New England's going to move to 3-0 in the BTF Bowl. What a game.
It was something. It was something.
What is happening?
Like you said. Now, I don't know. Maybe he goes for a pass here. You never know.
Maybe going for the fake spike.
Right. But no, what I'll say is New England gave Jacksonville every chance to win this game. In the end, Jacksonville couldn't capitalize on the turnovers, and that's what cost them this game.
So Jacksonville is going to end up at 8-8 on the year. New England's going to unbelievably pick up a win and go to 4-12 and 3-0 in the BTF Bowl. Sonny, I guess it just comes up. There's just sometimes teams have another team's number, and right now it seems like New England has Jacksonville's number.
Yeah, this isn't even a rivalry anymore, honestly. They've been close games, but New England's come away with the win each time, 3-0 in the BTF Bowl. I'll be interested to watch the episode, get some explanation here on this game, because it seems like Jacksonville just keeps choking this game away.
Sure will be a lot of questions out there for both coaching staffs as Jacksonville marred by mental errors, first downs not converted, drops over the middle of the field, and New England marred by not handing the ball to DeMarcus McKnight, only 11 carries on the day, but he had over 160 yards on the day. I mean, he just had a huge day, and even as we got down late in the game, they just refused to give the ball to him. But that's going to do it for this game. The final game of Season 22's regular season, and the 3rd edition of the Building the Franchise Bowl. New England moves to 3-0 in the series with a 17-14 win at home to move to 4-12 on the year. And, Sonny, it is time to pick our player of the game here in the BTF Bowl, the NBL Live player of the game. And I think I just want to go and maybe show up New England a little bit. I want to give it to DeMarcus McKnight. What a game he had, even though he just never got the ball.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it to New England's coaching staff. No, just kidding.
No, not that. No, okay.
We're going to give it to DeMarcus McKnight. The guy was on fire all game. Even though he was underutilized, that one's going to be questions to be answered by the coaching staff later on. But without a doubt, DeMarcus McKnight, player of the game.
DeMarcus McKnight, the player of the game here in the BTF Bowl, Week 17, broadcast number 62. And you can, of course, check out the history of all of our NBL Live players of the game on our website. That's 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You're definitely going to want to go and check that out. Well, that's going to do it for us here. I want to remind everyone to go ahead and give us a follow at Bomber League. That's where we will be having all of our game times up for the playoffs, and we will be having one tomorrow night. It is the wild card round, and we're going to have an AFC wild card game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Oakland Raiders. It's a game you don't want to miss here on the NBL Network, so be sure to follow at Bomber League for the kickoff time. For our award-winning producer behind the scenes, Delvar, and my co-host, Sonny Weaver, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Once again, your final score from Foxborough, New England moves to 3-0 in the BTF Bowl with a 17-14 win over Jacksonville. We'll see you in the NBL playoffs here on NBL Live.